What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here, and our OTC Saturday video. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Do apologize about the delay. We had the video made yesterday, but we had to redo the video due to some pending, due to some news coming out right after the video. And rather than just chopping up the video and, doing everything like that, we just decided to remake it here on Sunday morning. So we're going to start with a stock that we talked about here quite a bit on the channel, and that is Magic Wheels. MJWL Magic Wheels closed on Friday at 0.1215, up 4.5%, up really nice on the week. I mean, when we initially called it out, this thing was at 0.0133. Had a video on the channel when this thing was hovering around 5 cents, so we're still about 120%, 130% gains from where we were talking about it on the video at length. This was our initial. If we look at this fabulous chart here, I mean, just the strength is unreal. We were loading down here right around a little between about 90 and 130 right here. We took a little bit off right here in the five, a little past fives, like towards the mid to high fives. Took some back here and underneath five. Let this baby ride up to around the 10 area where we took some off. And then we're letting the rest ride with our free shares. They're talking about NASDAQ. If we go to the Twitter page, if we go to their Twitter page, let's take a look here. Bear with me 1 second here. If we take a look here at MJWL at the top of their Twitter page, some of their tweets here from Magic Wheels Corporation. Update coming soon on filings and acquisitions. This was on June 14th. Comments on financials received, adding them to filings. Very thorough team at work. Will submit to OTC markets before the end of the week. Thank you for your support. And then they came out with a tweet. In fact, we'll go right to their page. And right on Friday, MJWL, little big update. Number one, counsel advised we can go ahead with the publishing of filings. Number two, uploading this weekend. And three, attorney letter, expect mid-week. Happy Father's Day. So, if there's no word on these filings Monday or Tuesday, I do anticipate this play pulling back to about the 10 area where I think we'll find some support. That would be a great area, in my opinion, to load. I'm not low. I mean, I have in essence, a free position here, so I'm not going to, I'm not really going to press the issue on loading shares here. But if we do get a pullback anywhere around this area here between 10 and 9, I will be adding because in the long haul, we have other acquisitions. This thing has an excellent share structure if we take a look at the security details. We've looked at this on several occasions, but I just want to do a quick little refresher. Yeah, not the greatest in authorized shares, but there's been no dilution whatsoever. Quite a few restricted shares here to leave them with about 857 million shares in the unrestricted and about 650 at the DTC. So I would imagine we have about 800 million float running around here right now. As you can see, there's no float, so it has an excellent share structure. Once we get news on acquisitions, I can easily see this thing at 25 cents. So definitely not at the end of the run, I don't think. Again, I wouldn't be aggressively adding in these levels, but then again, we can get a pop and this thing can easily double here. This is more of a long-term play. I'm letting this play out. So far, they've lived up to the word, and I'm just going to, let them prove me wrong if that's the case. So really like Magic Wheels, as we all know. We're going to move on to our next play. And this is one we talked about the last couple of weeks as well. This is RSHN, up significantly from where we called it out. This thing closed the week at a penny. It was down 16% on Friday. We also notice here we do have the yield sign with pink limited information. This yield sign is letting us know, or is an indication that they have their attorney letter in. They should be pink current, I would imagine, tomorrow morning, if not Tuesday morning. Had a horrific Thursday and Friday. If we take a look, I'm on the security details. You have to bear with me just 1 second. We got to go to the overview on OTC markets to get the chart. And if we take a look here, this is where we were loading this one here, right in this area here, and alerting it. And we took some off right about right here, and we took a little more off right about right here. So then we then it ran and pulled back rather quickly, took a little more off in this area, and now I have we originally bought 7 million shares down here. I still have 3 million left. We'll be adding 2 million if this dips anywhere below 75. I still think the problem with this is it's having that GGII effect. I truly believe that this is a good play. The 1,000 for 1 deal for Helios DX stock is terrific. They're going to have about a 40 million float. Company growing with revenues. On top of that, you're not just getting an empty shell here with RSHN. You'll be getting Grandiza Health rolled into RSHN. This company is an startup company. They have about $1 million in revenues already. They just closed a national deal last week. They have synergies with Helios DX, who has partnership with major medical corporations around the world, such as Cardinal Health. So I believe the synergies between them will help grow Grandiza as well too. So in the long run, I think this is a good deal. I do think this, I'm not saying this thing goes to 12, 13 cents or anything of that nature, but I would not be surprised whatsoever to see this thing back to the high twos, or possibly even a little bit higher, maybe to mid threes over the next few weeks, as people start to digest this information and start to realize that this is truly not a hoodwink deal or a bad deal. You're getting a solid company in Helios DX, a legitimate NASDAQ-bound company, right here at for $10 a share at a penny, and I just think what's holding the stock back is the uncertainty, and also the fact that I think people really need to learn a little more about Helios DX before they think about taking a long-term investment. This is by no means a long-term investment for me. I have no idea if I'm even holding this or would hold my shares going into the conversion over to Helios DX. I still have not made that decision yet, but do think at a penny this is an absolute bargain here, and I think we get a nice, we may get a pullback towards about 75, but once that happens, I think we are going to be definitely oversold, and I believe we bounce back at least to this area of the chart right here, talking the mid twos. So really like Rushnet going forward. Again, I see a lot of people long-term this. This still is a swing trade for me. I'm going to let this swing play out. I have free shares, so really not much risk involved. I have profit out of this play. So now this is just kind of maximizing it. We're just going to play it day by day, see how this thing plays out, and you will definitely get plenty of updates on the channel. Now the next play, this is kind of a little bonus play for YouTube. This is New World Gold Corp. These guys closed at 0.0095, up 21% on Friday. If we take a look at the chart, kind of a little wild ride here, but if you can really take a look here, it is trending up. They're making higher lows. If this holds, this will be higher lows here. So we'll have our base here, a base here, a base here, a base here. We're in essence stair-stepping our way up. This is kind of a blip here. I mean, this had a huge run all the way up to, where did this thing go? 367. So yeah, I mean, this thing had a run, and I think it can do a little more. But this is one of the companies that kind of changed my video yesterday. This was going to be kind of a little bonus play. I added a little bit of this on Friday, and was going to alert this tomorrow as a swing trade, and was going to alert it to Twitter probably in the afternoon, see how this thing plays out, and I was going to give it to YouTube first. But some things kind of popped up in the meantime. And I'm just going to show you here on Twitter what's going on here with NWGC, New World Gold Corp. Oh, got to put that $sign in front of it. And New World Gold Corp yesterday put out a corporate update. And I'm going to show you this. There was New World Gold Corp. They put out an update because there's a gentleman that Mark Miller, right? And a lot of people thought he was involved in this company, also involved in another ticker. I believe it was MWWC or something that I have to look at. I didn't even look at it. But then revelation came about that this guy was involved in scams and all kinds of dirt way back when. So the company comes out and states that Mark Miller is not affiliated with New World Gold Corp. He is not affiliated with Rock Creek Mining and Exploration Company, the wholly owned subsidiary. Now, this Rock Creek Mining is the company that may have found or has found traces of lithium and gold in shallow deposits. So, that only tells us if you dig deeper, you're going to find a heck of a lot more of it. So this is one of the reasons I really like this stock. I believe it doesn't have as good of a share structure as MJWL. It has about double the shares, if not a little more. But something about this, this can be explosive. And if this is the fact that they have this lithium and they have gold deposits in their property at Rock Creek Mining, this stock could easily have a BRLL type run or AABB type run, not just throwing tickers out there to, but if that's the case, and this is kind of like what a lot of people were looking at in EENF. And so this may take a little time, but tomorrow we're going to get a dip in this thing. I'm almost positive we get a dip in here. And at 0095, if we get a dip down to the 7s or 6s, I'd be probably adding shares. Now, this is a little more of a riskier play due to the fact of the uncertainty with this Mark Miller and all this going on. People are going to think it sounds shady. So this is going to be a very risky play. So, I wouldn't load the boat, but this is something I'm definitely going to, if this thing dips, add a little more to my position and hold this for a swing to see if any revelations come out. I mean, obviously, they should be getting pink current very soon, dropping filings, and then we should start getting some more revelations on the on what they found over in that Rock Creek mining deposit. So I do like NWGC. This was going to be an alert tomorrow on Twitter. I even kind of put a teaser tweet out that I was going to, put out a play. I was going to give it to you guys first. I'm still debating whether or not this is going to be my swing alert. I kind of want to let this play out a little more, but I do want to give it to you first. Please do your due diligence. Please dig into this company. Please dig into this stock and make your own decision. Make sure this fits your portfolio. Make sure this fits your trading style. Make sure that, the risk reward is worth it. I believe it is. But again, with the new revelations, this could have a choppy ride. But again, if we look at the chart, this is making higher lows, making higher highs. I think if we get good news, we can easily blow past this area. So this is a high risk, high reward play, but I'm putting it out there. And again, as always, make your trading decisions based on your gut, your knowledge, and your due diligence. Excuse me 1 second. We're going to go to the next stock. And this is one we've talked about several times on the channel. And this is Neuron Sport. NSPT closed on Friday at 0.0048, down 2%. Really not much action going on with this one over the last couple weeks. If you look here, this thing, the SSM Monopoly Corp, people found out that they were trying to get custodianship of this play, had its little, its bounce, its rocky ride up. Pretty much a blast, a parabolic blast right here, nice pullback, and then another blast up to the 90s. If we look, this thing pulled back. If you look at this big red candle here, and I'm going to kind of spread that out a little bit. If you look at this red candle here, this giant red candle on this high volume day, this is the day that the custodianship was delayed by, I believe it was only a little less than a week. So as it was riding high, people found out the custodianship was being delayed. The stock crashed, created an excellent buying opportunity. Because if you look now, we've had 13 or 14 days, nearly 3 weeks of trading right in this area here between about 60 and 45. Just accumulating shares, kind of building a base right here. Held this base very well. I do expect filings this week. I do expect updates with SSM Monopoly Corp. They've been on point. They've been, they've been hitting on all cylinders with all their custodianship plays. I don't expect it to stop here. So this is the area where I have the bulk of my shares. And I do plan on riding this out for a little while, letting this custodianship play out. Again, if you look at some of the other custodianships that they've that are in a little bit of the later stages, I'm just going to give one example. Look at AVVH. Now, this does have a better share structure. But if you take a look, this is about where we're at right here. We're at this 2 level. This is about where we're at. They had the pop, the pullback, another run, a little higher, pulled back because people are just getting impatient and waiting. And then finally, when the news happens, boom, look at this. From 2 cents up to 9 cents. And I still think that this stock, AVVH, with the merger that they have coming in, has more room to run. But for the price point, I really like NSPT. And as you can see, the comparison to the 2 charts from where we're at, we got a long way to go. This is that first initial run, the little blip, the pullback, and then this thing went parabolic if you compare charts. And these custodianship charts kind of play out similar because it's the same pattern. It's the same format for every play. There's a procedure. There's a list of, a checklist to go through as things get checked off, you get your bumps in the stock price. So this is kind of early in the play, but they have obviously custodianship has been granted to SSM Monopoly Corp, which is great. And as you can see, this is where the court delay was, and then this is about where they got custodianship right in here, and then also they got reinstated last week as well too by the Nevada Secretary of State. So they're moving forward. We're just waiting on filings and then a merger candidate. So this is one that might take a little time to work out, but when it does work out, look out. And that's a perfect segue into my next play. And this is one I picked up on Friday. And this is JPX Global. Now, JPX Global, this is a Alpha Ridge custodianship play. Alpha Ridge, these guys are they're a newer team doing custodianships, but they've got a lot of experience, and I believe they have had people that have come from SSM Monopoly Corp. And some other large corporations that have helped them out and helped them get going. So you have a company with a solid grasp of the custodianship and the OTC market. That business model. They also they have people that have been in these larger companies that have moved custodianships through and along the process. And obviously, last but not least, they have cash. So that's a good thing. JPEX, what really caught my eye is this share structure. Let's take a look at this share structure. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful for a custodianship play. They have 1.5 billion authorized shares. They have very little room for dilution with 1.4 billion outstanding. They've got 117 million in the restricted. And looks like the float's about 1.25 billion. So that tells me any news, this thing can fly. If we take a look at the chart looks very strong. If we see here, I mean, we had a dramatic pullback from a nice run up to about 69, if I'm not mistaken. 0069 was the high. This thing closed at a half. I actually hope, because I think this thing may take a couple of weeks to play out, I'm hoping this thing pulls down to the 40s where I can load the boat. And if not, if this thing just hangs out right here, I will be chipping away and adding to my position, because with this float, once the filings drop, that can be a catalyst there that can easily get you 40% on this play, and even better. So this is one that I just started adding on Friday. I will be adding this over the next 2 weeks. Basically, depending on the share price of how this thing plays out. So I really like this one. I love the share structure, and I think once they find a suitable merger candidate after the filings are dropped, we could be looking at 3-4 cents with this thing with the share structure. This is a very attractive ticker as far as the share structure goes. You can take one last look at that. This is a fabulous share structure to be dealing with a custodianship play. And we're going to go into one other stock that you want to talk about. I'm kind of segueing here, aren't I? Talk about excellent share structures. We're talking about DMAN Brands, DMAN. This one closed up 6% on Friday at 0.023. If you look at the share structure on this thing, it's an absolute beauty. Under 1 billion shares authorized, just over 500 million outstanding, with 100 million restricted, 423 million unrestricted, and only 248 million in the float, and that's as of February 17th, 2021, where that was verified. So this is an ultra low float stock. Absolutely love this play. This company is merging in with Lucky Chief. If you want to take a look at a really good article about this, take a look at insiderfinancial.com. That's insiderfinancial.com, or at insiderfinancial on Twitter. You got to follow these guys. They put out weekly articles, videos all week long. I mean, excellent content, excellent coverage on a lot of these undercovered OTC stocks. Love the content. From the guys over at Insider Financial. So you want to give them guys a follow. But they've got a great article on DMAN Brands. So this is something we have talked about on the channel. I'm going to do a deep dive on this company with a video. This is definitely a longer term swing that I think has massive potential. If we take a look at the chart, strong chart, very strong chart, starting to get noticed. If you take a look, this is the day where Lucky Chief was going to be, or the news was that they were going to merge in with Lucky Chief. This thing absolutely popped all the way up to 2.9, almost 3 cents. It didn't hold its gains. I mean, obviously people knew it was early in the, in the process, so it kind of, just faded off a little bit. But you can see how this thing with this wick on this candle, how hard this thing can run. Any good news, any volume will send this thing. And if you want to take a look, do your due diligence on this company. They've got a lot going on for them. And in my opinion, this thing is well undervalued. They have a project in Oklahoma that I believe generates close to $50 million in revenue alone. This company has a minuscule 12 million market cap. So that alone, that alone just pops these guys out of the water there. At 2.3 cents and a 12 million market cap. Once they have filings dropped and we kind of see the what companies are under the umbrella here, what they plan on merging under this umbrella company of DMAN Brands, and what their growth plans are, what their revenues are, I have a feeling you may have to add a 1 to this here, and we may be looking at a 10 to 12 cent stock. Really love DMAN Brands, something that I'm accumulating. Anything under 2, I'm grabbing. It's hard to get, but if you can get a dip below 2, I'm adding anything I can under there. I hold a decent sized position, and I'm definitely adding to my position on any dips I can. Now, last but not least, one of my favorite stocks in the market right now. This is APTY, App Systems, or APT Systems. We closed actually down on the week. I anticipated a much higher close, but this is a little bit of a longer term swing for me. They have a lot going for it. They closed at 0.0079, down almost 20% on the day. When we had the video last week, it was 0.0099. So that's about what we're down from the initial call out on the video. On Twitter, we actually called these guys out on a couple Mondays ago at 0.0034. So we're still up 100% on our initial call out on Twitter. If we take a look here, obviously decent share structure. And every time I want to bring up this share structure and talk about this stock, I want to bring up AABB, a stock that ran on a very similar product, has a very similar share structure, but is trading much, much higher. I mean, obviously they're pink current. They have better revenues right now, but this thing ran on the announcement of the AABB gold-backed coin. And if you take a look, this is when that coin was released. And this thing shot all the way up to 66 cents from about this, hovering around this 2, 3, 4 cent area. So, you know, I'm not saying APTY is going to make that type of move. That's ridiculous of me to make those type of insinuations and, you know, those prognostications. It's not what we do here. But I added APTY on Friday on the dip. If we take a look here, I kind of laid out my trading plan for this play on Twitter, where in the 30s I loaded up and ended up loading also up in the 50s to get myself 10 million shares. I ended up selling half of that position in the high ones, right around between 140 and 160. Actually, 4 million, about 4 million. I sold another million, close to about 1.3, and then I added 2 million on this dip on Friday. So this is how you have to trade these. Nothing goes straight up. So when you accumulate and you find a play that you're confident in, and you say, man, I really think this thing's a multi-penny runner. They've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. They have a lot of catalysts coming up. They've got a decent share structure. When you find these type of plays and you're lucky enough to catch them, you know, under half a penny, you load the boat and you let these things play out. And as they start to play out, you start to shave some shares. And now I've got quite a few free shares, 500,000 free shares after this run. Now I can buy back dips and build my position even further. And if it decides that it's gonna, you know, consolidate a little bit and then pop, then I can cut those shares off for more profit and still hold my core position. But APTY now, another thing I want to bring up with APTY is if you look, this is APT website, and they just actually updated this website last night. So APTY updated this website. They updated their other website for their, I believe it's, let me take a look here. I want to just get this right on Twitter. Bear with me. And if you look at this, like here, PayPal rumors are hairbanger for stablecoins as future of crypto. So PayPal may be considering extending its cryptocurrency offerings to include its own stablecoins. Look at stablecoins. People, even PayPal sees the future in stablecoins here. You can obviously go to old tactical. They will have filings in pink currency soon. They have a good share structure. They have a stable coin backed by the U.S. dollar and gold. AABB ran on a similar product. The AABB coin backed by gold is 66 cents with a very similar share structure. They have strong leadership. I believe, and I do believe, in due time this will be a multi-penny runner. Let me go to APT's Twitter page. Spera versus stablecoins versus all stablecoins before the end of the year. they put out a tweet just talking about how cybersecurity and how they can help. Here's a little thing on the Spera coin. We developed the stable coin named Spera, which is backed by a US dollar, and we intend to introduce a partial backing by gold. Focused by APTY to list Spera on external exchanges. We are planning for traders to be able to buy and sell Spera in the coming months. So it is coming. They're working on it. So I would anticipate by the end of the year, and if this Spera coin is successful, we could definitely be looking at a 50, 60, 70 cent stock here. So APTY, definitely one of my favorite swings going into the next few months. Really like this play. They're making moves. They're going to be dropping filings soon, getting pink current updates on all their websites this weekend, both of their websites. So a lot of exciting things going on here, and definitely love APTY. I think that this dip here to 79 is an absolute bargain. These are the opportunities you wait for in the market when you miss the play, or you're just building a larger position for a longer term hold. This dip is just a bargain here. This is an absolute gift. So, I mean, I don't know what it does on Monday. I don't know what it does in the very, very short term, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us near 2 cents towards maybe the end of this week or next week. There's going to be a bounce back here. There's a lot of excitement on this. We have a lot of strong traders in the OTC market on APTY. If we can take a look here. Let's see, go through some of the tweets here. As always, a case for adding a stable coin. And let's just read this here. It says, Spera is designed to bridge the current gap between fiat and cryptocurrency by anchoring itself to the US dollar to create a real intrinsic exchangeable value. Trustworthy redemption. Now, it looks like they're really making their moves. It really does. It looks like they're really pushing to get this going. Now, this is the other website that they did update. This is Otc Trading and Recovery. This is a subsidiary of APTY, and they actually updated their website. Let's take a look here. Yeah. We have created a dedicated mobile-friendly website to provide estimates at refiningcompany.com. So they have a new website there. So we got a lot of things going on with this company, and I'm really excited about the prospects going forward. So again, APTY right now, one of my top swings going forward. NWGC is one I said, be very careful about that one. I really like it. My gut is telling me to load up on this dip tomorrow morning. I really do think we have a dip in the morning. But again, trade with caution. Keep an eye out for the filings for MJWL, NSPT, and JPEX. Basically, two custo plays. We're just waiting on basically the custos to unfold so we can get paid here, folks. And last but not least, DMAN. Excellent play, great share structure. Can't go wrong with that one, I don't think. So that's all I got for you today, folks. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe. If you got any questions, please put them in the comment section below. And as always, traders, let's get that money.